Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since my last upload, but this video is a project that I've been working on. It is very dear to my heart. I do hope that it does help somebody out there in the world, but it is a project on mental health that I would love to dedicate to my cousin who pretty much encouraged me to even do all this. He is no longer with us, but today when this video is uploaded will be 8 years since his passing, but we'll get more into detail about that in a little bit. But I did want to put some disclaimers here at the beginning of the video to kind of just let you guys know. So disclaimer number 1 is that all opinions in this video are my own or the opinions of the people I asked for help from. So we didn't really get any professionals in here or anything, so these are all our own opinions, so please bear with us and take that as is, but these are our own opinions. 2, some of the subjects on here are going to be touchy. Some of them do go into detail a little bit, so please keep that in mind, which goes into disclaimer number 3. You are the only person who knows where you fall in your journey or mental health state. So please consider that before you continue on with the rest of this video. I want everyone to be okay, and I want everyone to leave out of this video feeling the best they've ever had. So please continue watching if you are not triggered by certain subjects, or touchy subjects don't bring back memories or anything like that. Please consider yourself before continuing. I know that from personal experience that some triggering subjects can be hurtful, triggering words can be hurtful, situations can be hurtful, and if you know that you're going through something and some of these situations may bring back those memories that you worked really hard on to forget, maybe skip on my video, but I do hope that you are okay and that the rest of your journey is as amazing as possible. And if you do continue watching, thank you, and I do appreciate it, and I hope this helps you in some way or form. I just wanted to give that warning about some of the subjects being talked about in this video. Again, you know where you are, so please consider watching at your own will, but please strongly consider. Other than that, I think that's all the disclaimers I wanted to put out there, just to make sure that before we keep going, that everyone is taking their own mental health into mind. This is a video to try to help you guys understand mental health a little bit more, trying to understand how you as an individual can impact someone else's mental health and how you yourself can help yourself with your own mental health. And we do have some words of encouragement and all of that. So we do talk about the impact that someone can have. We talk about personal experiences, and I hope you guys stick around. We'll see. But for me, we'll start with my personal experiences. So personally, I've been through a couple of different things that kind of affected my mental health. The main one I want to talk about that still affects me to this day is my somewhat form of social anxiety. Now, I don't want to say it's social anxiety because I have not had some professional tell me that's what it is yet, or had anyone tell me that's what it is. I've had multiple people assume that's what it is, me myself included in those multiple people. It kind of goes a little bit into that. I won't say I for sure have it because, like I said, a professional has not told me I have it, but we'll talk more into that. But just to share some other things that have affected my journey throughout my 22 years of living. I turned 23 this year, but my birthday is at the end of the year, so 22 years of living, things that have affected my mental health. I won't go into detail about too much of them because then we'd be here forever. But the first thing would have been when I was molested as a child. That was like the very first thing I realized, and the very first thing that ever affected my mental health. So definitely being molested as a child. I was like 7 or 8 when that happened, but I didn't realize it had happened until I was like 12. So there's that. And I am more than open to talking about anything that I bring up here. Again, like I said, I just won't go into detail about every single one because it would take too long. So if any of you want to reach out to me about any of those things, definitely reach out to me. I am an open book, willing to share. 1 was being molested as a child. 2 was feeling like an outcast. 3 was the eating disorder. And then 4, when I was in 8th grade, already going through the whole eating disorder thing, feeling like an outcast. You don't really realize what the people around you are going through when you yourself are going through some things. Also, I was 14 years old when I was in 8th grade, and I actually grew up with 2 of my cousins who were around the same age as me. I was the oldest, but they were also 14. And then my uncle, who is 2 years younger than me, he's actually a year and some months younger than me, so he was 13 at the time. There was 4 of us. We grew up together. 3 of us, me and my 2 cousins, were always in the same grade, and then my uncle was always the grade below us. But I was 14 in 2012, and my cousin committed suicide. And like I said, sometimes you have your own things you're going through, and you don't really think about how the people around you are feeling. And again, I was 14. Who was I to know anything? But that is the cousin that this whole project is dedicated to, the one that kind of made me want to do this whole project. Today, when this video goes up, it's actually 8 years since his passing. So he did commit suicide back in 2012, so May 23rd, 2012. And again, it was very hard. Again, I was 14, I didn't really understand it. And I just know that for me, it also really hurt because they're having a family party the night before, so on the 22nd, and my cousin was being a little rude and mean. At least that's what I thought he was doing. So I got annoyed with him and I said, "Why are you being so mean? Oh my god, I hate you." And now those are forever the last words I've ever said to my cousin. And you can't take that back. Which is why, like, I want to stop and say, like, if you've ever seen like those quotes that are always like, "Don't end an argument with I hate you," or this, like, always end an argument with something positive, like, "I love you," even if you're mad. "I apologize." That's the best way to end an argument, is apology. Definitely end it with "I love you" or something positive. Never end it on a negative note. Simply because you never know when it's going to be someone's last moment. And from personal experience, you really never know, and you definitely don't want your last words to be something you'll regret. But the next morning we got asked to go, and we found out what happened, and that was like, I want to say around 5 o'clock in the morning. But I ended up going back home and catching the bus ride to school, which was around 7:30 in the morning. And yes, I did go to school about 2 hours after I found out my cousin had died. To this day, I don't know what I was thinking, but that did happen. And when I got to school, I saw a whole new world, kind of. So they had professional counselors come to our school and set up in our library. I saw people who had one conversation with my cousin, people who talked to my cousin for 1 second. be upset. And it's just, that just goes to show, like, you yourself have a strong impact on people that you don't even know. And we'll go a little bit more into how we impact people in the next segment of this video. But it's crazy. The next thing was the sort of form of social anxiety that I myself suffer from. Like I said earlier, no professional has told me I had this, so I can't really say I have it, but I will kind of explain things that I personally feel, things that I personally have gone through, which have had people tell me that this is what I have. Again, a professional has not yet told me, so bear with me. And also, like I said in the disclaimer, all of my own opinions and opinions of the people who will also be sharing their experiences or words of encouragement. So, with this whole, earlier I said I felt like an outcast. So I've always felt like an outcast in my friend groups or in my own family. I am very different from my family. I'm like the black sheep in a big herd of white sheep. That is me. Definitely the odd one out. And I didn't really think much of it until it started affecting my conversations. So it was like I couldn't really have a conversation with anybody in my family because they didn't really understand what I was trying to say or what I was trying to get across. I stated I grew up being shy, so I was never someone who could start the conversation or continue a conversation. That was always very hard for me, and to this day I'm still very shy. I would say I'm not an introvert, but I'm also not too much of an extrovert either, more of like both. So I do love talking to people. I definitely get energy talking to people, and I love being around people. It's the conversations that freak me out, and I don't like being alone. I definitely hate it. It's probably one of the worst things to me is being alone. It makes me feel like no one wants to talk to me. So definitely fall in the middle of introvert and extrovert. I do say I do lean a little bit more towards extrovert activities, but I do come off more as an introvert. So there's that. So going back to it, I've always been shy and stuff like that, and also I can't have a conversation because when I have a conversation, I start questioning the conversation. Why did I say that instead of this? Or was that the best way of saying it? Or, oh my god, did I really just say that? And it could be the smallest thing ever, like, how was your day? And I'll be questioning why I just asked this person how their day is. And it's like, why are you questioning this? You're just having a conversation. And I do that for everything. Every single thing that comes out of my mouth, I question. Just like right now, I'm making a video and I'm questioning why I'm making this video, why I'm sharing half these things. Could I have said it a better way? Is there a better way of saying it? Why am I doing it this way? Etc. So many questions that are just about this video, and now just imagine that in a regular conversation. My head is literally like this when I have a conversation because I don't know what to say, because I'm gonna regret what I say no matter what I said. It's crazy, I know. Which makes me not want to get up and talk to people because I know I'm gonna question every little thing I say. I know I'm gonna regret every little thing I said. And it just makes it very hard. Even with friends that I know don't hate me. They're my friends, they like me, they want me around, but then I question, like, do they really want me around? I'm probably annoying, I probably talk a lot, I do this, I do that, and then I kind of just stop talking to people. And I feel like that's why I have friendships that don't really end on bad terms, they just kind of fade, because I stop talking to people because I don't know what to say, or I feel like I said something that I shouldn't have said. And just, it hurts when I see these friendships fade and there's no one to blame but myself most of the time. Sometimes you're not to blame, okay? But most of the times it is me. And that was probably one of the hardest pills to swallow, is accepting the fact that I am kind of the problem. Apparently I'm still working on it, but that in itself was hard, and it's still hard, and conversations are hard for me, and I know people get nervous, that's normal, but do you ever question the smallest things, like oh my god, did they see me do that, did they see me do this? And it's just, when you question every little thing that you do, and you question everything that you say, it is a burden that I wish upon nobody, and I wish I didn't have. Like I said earlier, I think I said it earlier, if I didn't, I was in a relationship for 7 years, and I can see this guy go up to anybody and start a conversation and keep it going for minutes, hours, forever. And we will go out to stores, and he would see his friend out on the street, and they will sit there and talk, because he always had something to talk about and he felt comfortable talking about it. And I'm like, if I saw someone in public, I would say hi, and that would be as far as that conversation got, unless the other person said something. And even then, I'll be like, oh my god, I don't know what to say. I'm surprised this person is still talking to me, and I'm sitting there questioning it. And half of the time, when he would start a conversation with someone he knew, I would sit there on my phone or something, because I wasn't a part of the conversation. Sometimes they would have tried to include me in the conversation, and it just got awkward, and it was a mess. But I wish I had as much confidence as him talking to people, and I wasn't shy, or I didn't question every small little word that came out of my mouth. But that is me, and it's also why I have a hard time making friends and keeping friends, which is why I'm very surprised when I find out that people actually want to hang around me or want me around. It makes me feel wanted and special, but then again, it goes back to questioning everything. It's very hard, and I was lucky to have that person in my life for 7 years, who put up with all my craziness and all of my mental breakdowns and everything. He definitely was a great person who helped me with all of that. That's just a little bit of that. Hope you guys enjoyed my experiences. I know I talk a lot, I apologize, but again, anything I brought up, if you guys want to talk about, just let me know. So now we can talk about a little bit about impact and how all of that happens. So for me personally, I had the guy I dated for 7 years who was a huge impact in my life, more than he probably knows to this day. Honestly, without him throughout those years where I was losing myself, I think I would have definitely lost it. Definitely would have been very, very hard. There were moments where I wanted to give up. There were moments where I didn't want to continue. There were just very hard moments where I let my situation pretty much overtake everything. I was in college for 4 years, and I kind of lost a lot of friends along the way. zero friends, and my only friend was my boyfriend at the time, which was that guy. And I'm just thankful that he stood by my side and helped me through all of that, and I will forever be grateful, which is why he's still one of my closest friends. Definitely helped me through a lot. But I also asked some people to fill out a Google form that I made to tell me how I've impacted their lives. And from some experiences that I've had in the past, I do know that sometimes I can impact somebody negatively without thinking, and that's what I kind of want to share a little bit real quick before we go into the positive impact, is that you may be having a bad day, but you don't know how someone else's day is going, so don't take it out on anybody. It's just, you know, because you're having a bad day doesn't mean that you should make them have a bad day, because your words could make them think that they no longer need to be here, and that's not what we're aiming for here. We should be encouraging your people. We should be passing around positivity and spreading kindness, and I'm definitely being a little bit hypocritical here. I've definitely done something where I've hurt somebody before, and it's not okay, and I'm not saying it ever is okay. I'm not saying I've never done it. I'm just saying sometimes we're unaware that we do it. I know sometimes for me, I'd be having a really rough day and I would be rude to someone, and then the next day they're telling me about how I was rude to them, and they're still thinking about it. You know, they're still thinking about me being rude to them for 1 second, and it's just like, if they're still thinking about it 2 days later that I was rude to them for 1 second, imagine like someone who was going through something really, really bad, and I was mean to them for 1 second, and that was like the pushing point. Like, you don't want to be that person, so just be aware of your surroundings. And again, if you're having a bad day, definitely don't take it on other people, and maybe just definitely the one thing I go for is, you know, before you say something, relax. The whole, if it wouldn't matter in 24 hours, don't say it, or don't say anything, you know. Definitely think before you speak, and a whole bunch of other things. You know, we can impact someone negatively just as much as we can impact someone positively. So just think about that for a little bit, and all of those things. I have my laptop here, and we're gonna use it to open up the Google Forms and see everyone's responses. But we're gonna go through it and share some things from it. So the very first person did say I could include their name, and their name is Riley Green. I met him in SHRM UH, which is an organization I joined while I was studying at the University of Houston, and he did say I had a positive impact on him, that I was friendly and always treated him with a smile. Something he shared at the bottom, which is what you think about someone's impact, whether big or small. And he said, first impressions matter, and just one small act can make or break someone's day. You never know how someone is feeling. And this is kind of like what I touched about earlier, is whether it's positive or negative impact, you don't know what that person is going through, so you want to be careful on what you say. But it is also someone that I met in my organization, SHRM UH. And then again at the bottom where it says any remarks about impact, it does say any impact matters because it can change the person's perception of you and your character. It takes 7 good interactions to cancel out a bad one, so people should try their absolute hardest to be approachable and make a good first impression. So you hear that, it takes 7 good interactions to cancel out a bad one. So you always want to leave a good first impression. Like I said, think twice about what you say. It really does matter. Impact is a really big thing. Is someone very dear to my heart. She did say I can share her name. Her name is Irene, and I met her in SHRM UH, and She is honestly one of the people I met her and instantly felt like I could share my entire life journey and story with her. But again, positive impact. She said, "You were one of the few people I ever felt comfortable opening up to. Even though we knew each other for a very short time, our little talks were actually a highlight on boring and tiring days." And that just like touches my heart to know that I had that impact on somebody. And then about my personality, she said, "You're honest and real, which I appreciate the most about you. It takes time for you to open up, and you are willing to help others regardless how close you are to them. You honestly were kind of like a role model for the whole organization, selfless and responsible." Another person who's very, very dear to my heart, she's a really close friend of mine as well. Her name is Jasmine Gonzalez. She did say I could share her name. I also met her in the organization from school, UH Sherm. I put, feel free to answer any questions or leave any remarks on why you think someone's impact, whether big or small. So again, this is someone I've shared a lot with, and she just said, "You're doing amazing, girl. Remember, everything happens for a reason, and I'm sure you're destined for something great. But I want to share this with you all because any of you that are struggling with anything, I want you guys to know that you guys are amazing, and everything happens for a reason, and all of you are destined for something great." It might seem like that greatness is very far away. Trust me, I know the feeling, but you are definitely going to have something happen to you, and I believe that it's going to be great. So this is a co-worker of mine. They said, "All positive memories of your school really make me want to go back and study, and I'm glad that I have this type of impact on somebody because to me, my education was very, very important to me, and to even inspire somebody to want to go back or continue learning is just an honor." And then at the bottom, her, again, she wanted to be kept anonymous, but her remark for any remarks on impact was something I've heard before and something I definitely think is very, very true. It kind of ties back to what everyone else shared, but it's just the truth. And she said, "I saw a documentary about a man who wanted to kill himself, and he said someone smiled and waved on him on the day he was planning to do it, and just that one person made him change his mind. And since then, I try to smile and be as kind as possible because you don't know what people are going through." And this goes back to what I was talking about. Again, I've lost someone to suicide. I mentioned it earlier. It was my cousin. But you just really never know what someone is suffering with or going through or anything. Everyone has a story that you don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure people, when they heard the first part of this video and I shared everything I've been through, they would have stared at me and been like, "There's no way she went through all that." But I did. And it's just like, a lot of times people have impacts on other people that you don't realize. Like, the person who smiled at this man and waved at him probably had no idea who he was, didn't know him. They're a positive person who likes to spread kindness, so they smiled at him because that's what you do. And just that one smile saved his life. And it's just like, you could do that yourself. You probably have done that in your lifetime and you don't know. So just keep spreading kindness and spreading positivity, and think twice before you speak. And you just, again, you never know what someone is going through, and you could be the solution, but you could also be the problem. And I think that we should all aim to be the solution, even if it is a small part of the solution. So this person, her name is Judith Torres, and I met her in a program that I did. It was a 6-day program where we went somewhere and learned about bettering ourselves and leadership skills, and it's called Leadership. But she said a positive impact I had on her was that she joined a trip that she almost backed out on the exact same day that we were set to leave. Somehow me and her ended up together, realized we were very much alike, and talked a lot. Got to truly talk about life things and what was going on in both of our lives, and ended up coming back home knowing that I should do the right thing, and I had a new friend. So me and this person, complete strangers in very uncomfortable situations, both out of our comfort zones, somehow started talking, realized we had a lot alike, and hung out the entire 6 days, shared things that most people don't share with a stranger, but both had a very positive impact on each other's lives that I wouldn't trade for the world. She was honestly someone, like, even again, this was back in January when we did our trip, and honestly, that experience would have not been the same had I not met her. I probably would have been sitting in the corner talking to myself. It's the honest truth. Had the worst experience ever, and because I met somebody, decided to talk to her, and it turned into a great experience. And again, like she said, she was about to pack out the same day we were set to leave, and it's just like, that's how much out of our comfort zone some of us were. But I'm glad I met her, and I'm glad I had a positive impact on her. This person also said I can include them. His name is Scott, and I also met him on that trip, Leader Shape. And again, he said, you were kind when we met, not afraid to speak about who you are regarding your goals. And then at the bottom where it says, do you want to leave any remarks about impact, he put, making a big or small impact in someone's life matters because it allows them to grow as a person. This kind of ties into what everyone said, but kind people, you know, they just, I love them. Just be kind, spread kindness, guys. I'm gonna keep saying it until it gets stuck in your head and you're annoyed of me saying it. This is a friend of mine from who knows how long. We've been to the same schools for years, I think since elementary school. I want to say we became close in middle school, kind of died down, and then became close again when we were on the same dance team in high school. But her name is Lola. She's the sweetest person I've ever met. Her personality is bright the minute she walks into a room. She's definitely someone that I know always spreads kindness. Even when she's in a rough situation or anything, this girl, I think I've seen her upset. Obviously, we've known each other for years. But she never shows it. Like, she's always kind to everyone around her, even when she is upset, and that is what we're aiming for here, you guys. That is how we all should be. Again, she said, you're very approachable and stylish. You seem to connect and touch people really deeply, even with only knowing them for a short period of time. And although a lot of people said that, as I said earlier, I'm very shy. I question all my conversations, which really surprises me that a lot of people think this. I obviously don't come off as the way I think in my head. My head is obviously a different story from what I'm giving off. But at the bottom where it says any remarks on impact, she put, each and every person we meet has a backstory, good or bad. Their personalities speak from their past and reflect on what they want to become, which can deeply impact others by encouraging others, inspiring others, or by showing them what they really feel. You could have the smallest impact on someone, like a simple greeting, but if you're super outgoing, polite, and genuine, you can really encourage the other people to do the same. So you can pretty much, you yourself can encourage people to be nice. You yourself can encourage people to be the change that you want to see. But if you can't do that, you yourself can make a small impact, and that is what I hope most of you do after this video or anything. This person also said I can share their name, and his name is Miguel. I truly started talking to him when I was at the University of Houston, and I joined an organization called HBSA, which is Hispanic Business Student Association. However, we did go to the same elementary, middle school, and high school. He is a grade lower than me when we were in all those schools. He was actually in the band of our high school when I was in the dance team, so our paths crossed, but we have mutual friends and everything. But we ourselves did not start talking until I got to high school, until I got to college and joined this organization. Very small world. And then for the bottom, any remarks on impact, he put, we truly never know what a person may be going through. Everyone has challenges and hardships that they face that may not appear to be obvious. By having an act of kindness or an impact on someone can cause a ripple effect for them to continue the impact. It also just overall makes people happy and can have a long-lasting impact on someone's life. I personally can remember how some people have impacted me both positively and negatively, and how it has affected my life to where I am today. Again, he said positively and negatively, so just remember, you can impact people both ways, but we really want to stop negatively impacting people. and just spread kindness. That's our goal. I know I've said that a million times. Her name is Brianna Orozco. I met her in the organization from school, UH, and a positive impact that she said I had on her was you were probably one of the first friends I made in SHRM, and you also made sure me and anyone who went to events felt comfortable. You made it feel like home, and I'll always be thankful for your presence. Thanks to you, I was motivated to run for a director position, and I'm so glad I did. Being on the board with you gave me a new preservative of who you are, and I'm glad I got to know you. I will always appreciate the friendship you gave me when I felt alone at University of Houston. Her name is Paula Lobo, and I met her in an organization, HBSA, that's the Hispanic Business Student Organization that I was in while at UH. She said, my positive impact is that you would talk to me at events when I didn't really know people or talk to a lot of people, and that I was friendly, anonymous. But I met them in high school, and they had a really positive impact in my life, and I'm grateful for this person. And a positive impact they said I had on their life was you were very friendly, and I also thought you were really pretty, and then we got to know each other, and you became the person I spoke to about anything I had going on. And then about my personality, you have a great personality. You're very honest at times. Some people will take it as rude, but you always put people first. This is my dearest best friend. This girl, she wrote paragraphs. Okay, paragraphs. So we'll try to summarize it, but honestly I'm probably gonna read the whole thing. I met her in high school, but we went to the same middle school and everything, but we met in high school when we were in dance together, and her name is Ashley Shane. She's one of my best friends right now. When I asked remarks on impact, she wrote, I think regardless of how big or small an impact is, it matters. When you hold a door open for a stranger, it affects a person's life. You might not notice it, but they will. It's a feeling you get when someone you don't know does something for you. If you buy the coffee for the car behind you, that could be something that person never forgets. They could have really needed that act of kindness, and when you are a true friend and help them overcome obstacles in their life, that will stay with them forever. Everything we do in life has an impact on someone else, and it might be small, but they will remember the small things people do out of kindness. And again, this is like so true. Literally, you can open a door for someone, and that could be the biggest thing, the most nicest thing someone has ever done for this person. You literally could have saved their life. Kind of like the story we said earlier. Someone just smiled at him, and it was like he had a reason again. So it's just like, you know, you just have to really show kindness, because even the smallest things, a smile, holding a door open for them, paying it forward by buying coffee for the car behind you, or anything like that, it's just small things that strangers will remember, and they don't know who you are, but they remember what you did. And years to come, they'll be like, one time I was at Starbucks and a stranger brought me coffee, and that day was one of the best days of my life. One day I was walking into the building I work at, and some stranger opened the door for me, and they'll talk about it. This person could be talking about you every day. Literally, someone could be talking about you right now about how you saved their life, and they don't know your name. That's just, it's crazy to think that that's something going on. This person also said that I can share their name. Her name is Frida Soto. We met in middle school, and we were really good friends. But she said a positive impact is I got to meet you and your wonderful family. You have one of the best personalities I've ever met. And that was what she shared. Again, small impacts matter. To be kept anonymous, but it is also someone that I met in middle school, and they said I was there from them since the minute we became friends. I'm very easygoing and try to make stressful situations fun and lighthearted. So I did meet this person back in middle school, but they also worked with me. So we had that. Again, I do try to make stressful situations, what she was talking about, our job, really fun. Sometimes working in retail can be really stressful, you guys. But this person also said I can share their name. Her name is Jessica Rivera. I met her at UH, and then we were in the same organizations, one of them being SHRM UH. And she said, I had a positive impact on her, that I'm a very strong woman and I don't even realize it. Even though I had many setbacks in my life, I never gave up on my education. It made her give it more effort in her career and education, because she knew if I could do it while working, living with my grandma, having difficulties with my car, and having 2 majors, that she as well can get it done. Yeah, I love these people. And I'm so glad that they shared positive impacts I've had on them, because most of these people have had a positive impact on me myself. So I'm so glad. I'm so glad. This person also said I can share their name. So it's Kinjal Patel. She said, I don't remember how I met you, but I'm pretty sure it was in high school, which we did meet in high school. And then we've had a couple classes. I think one class our freshman year of college, and our professor was really chill. I loved her. But she said a positive impact is that I love how you are always trying and exploring new things, which makes me want to do the same. And I love your bubbly, energetic personality. For some reason, you make me want to put myself out there more. This person also said I can share their name. Her name is Valerie Lopez, and I met her on that 6-day trip that I talk about with some of the names I brought up earlier, leadership. And then any remarks about impacts. Sometimes you need different people in your life at different times in short or long doses. It can help you grow into who you're supposed to be or who you can be. And honestly, this is true. Like, sometimes people come into your life for a short amount of time, and sometimes people come into your life for a huge amount of time. But everyone who comes into your life comes into it for a reason, and you have to take all those lessons and soak them in and just learn them, because everyone's impact is important. Next person, and the last one, also said I could share her name. Her name is Tanya Casilio. I met her in elementary. She said, I love how positive you were growing up, and I love how you were always yourself. Glad I got to see your silly side, and I love how we were there for each other in 5th grade through high school. And I'm glad I met you, and I love how far you've gotten. At the end where it says any remarks on impact, she put, yes, it always does, because at the end of the day, the person changed your perception of life, and even if it's just a little bit, it makes a difference. So those were all the responses I got. Like I said, a lot of them seem repetitive, but they all are big out there, and it's just to show you, like, negative or positive, you can impact anybody in any way. A lot of the things, when I read them, some of these people, like, I met in elementary school and I haven't talked to in years. Some of these people I just met this year, and it's crazy to think, like, when you read how they're telling you how you impacted them, it's like you don't really think you impacted them or did anything. Like, some of them I read and I was like, I didn't even know I did that. So sometimes, like I said, you yourself don't know what impact you have on someone. You can easily be the reason someone is still here with us today, and you don't know. So just keep spreading kindness and keep being positive. Keep, being happy. I know for me, I just shared with you guys earlier some things that I've gone through, and every day I walk out of my house and it doesn't seem like I've gone through any of that, but it seems like I'm living a great life. I'm happy with where I'm at. I am okay with where I'm at. I definitely don't try to show any of this. Now, obviously, there are some people who have talked to me and gotten to know me a little bit on a deeper level, so they know all of that. You did hear some of them share some positive things for me, but overall, like, I walk out and I make sure that whatever I'm going through, and trust me, it was hard to learn, and I know it's still, sometimes it is hard to keep it up, but it was hard to learn, and I want to, like, obviously it's not something I've always done, but it is something I started to do. I realized it while in college, and I wanted to continue doing it. So I wanted to spread positivity, and every time I walk in a room, I try to inspire someone. I try to hear them and let them know that I'm here as an outlet in any way possible. And I'm trying to let you guys know, if you guys ever need an outlet or anything, definitely reach out to me. My Twitter is linked, and I do check it, so definitely reach me there. My Instagram is linked. I check that one daily, so definitely, if you want to reach me there. I also have my email linked, and I do check that daily as well. So if you guys want to reach me, you can reach me at my email. But definitely, you guys, any of those platforms, reach me at. My Twitter is public. My Instagram, I think, is private, so Twitter might be easier to reach me through. But you guys, I'm here to be a positive impact in anyone's life, and I know I've been a negative impact in some people's lives, and I can't take it back. When I hear people tell me that I've had a positive impact on them, it makes me smile, it cheers me up, and I'm so glad that I was able to do that in somebody's life. So I hope I continue having positive impacts on people's lives, and I hope they continue sharing with me. And I hope you guys go out there and have positive impacts as well. So we went through personal experiences that some people shared. We went through this section on impact, and I hope you guys leave this section knowing that everything you do matters, and I respect you, and just spread kindness, and thank you. And now we're gonna, go into some words of encouragement, and I hope you guys just go out there and encourage people to be the best possible person they are. Help people out. If they share their story with you, don't make them feel upset or wrong. Definitely make sure people feel heard, and yeah, just go out there and live your best life. And I hope you guys take something out of this video. But yeah, some words of encouragement that I have to share are definitely, if someone confides in you, hear them out, be there for them. Don't put your phone down. Literally put your phone down, because nothing hurts more than opening up to someone and thinking they aren't listening. Put your phone down, give them your full attention, and just listen. You could just sit there and listen. You don't even have to say anything back. The fact that you are sitting there, you are listening, your ears are open, that is something, and I want you to keep doing that. You don't have to say a single thing. You don't have to do anything but sit there and listen, and that's step 1. 2, if you do say something, don't make them feel bad. They literally just shared something with you. Inspire them. Be there for them. Feel, don't be like, oh yeah, but there's someone out there who's going through something worse. There's always someone out there going through something worse, but don't tell them that. You're supposed to be there for them. Listen to them. To them, that is the worst thing that can happen. In their head, they are the ones going through something worse. Don't tell them that some other people are going through something worse. We know that. All of us know that. They don't want to hear that. They want to know that you're there, you're listening, and you feel what they're feeling. And if you can't think of what to say, go back to step 1. Just sit there and listen. That's honestly the one thing everyone can do. And if you are going to speak, just be careful on what you say. But honestly, I know you guys got this, and I really hope that after today, you all have positive impact on everyone you meet, and that people are telling you how you helped them or how you made a difference in their lives. And honestly, I just really hope that you can save someone. Like, I wish someone would have saved my cousin or saved some other people that I know. And just, you know, I know my cousin is watching us from up above, and every year after every year, no matter how much people say, it gets easier. It doesn't, but you do get used to it. And having people listen to you and be by your sides is all you can wish for. So if you guys take anything from this video, is that I hope you go out there and I hope you spread kindness and you are the positive impact on someone's life. You are their savior. You are anything that they need at that moment in time. And if you yourself are going through something, I am here if you ever need anybody. I don't care if I don't know you, if you're a stranger, I am here. And two, if you don't want to come speak to me, I do hope that you have someone walk into your life and be the positive impact that you need. I believe all of you will get through this, and I know that right now your battles seem never ending. They seem like, when is this ever gonna end? When am I ever gonna be okay? Trust me, I know. I want you to know that it will get better, and better days are to come. And sometimes you gotta go through the storm to see the rainbow. So I believe in you and I trust you. This project really did mean a lot to me. It being my cousin's 8-year anniversary since he passed away. I did want to put something out there in the times that we're at right now. You know, being stuck at home for 3 months now. I've been at home since March 15th, not working. I think I've gone out 4 times now since March 15th, but I know that being confined at home is crazy. For me, I loved being busy, I loved being out, and being stuck at home has made me lazy and definitely has put me in a funk. Definitely has made me feel lonely, since like I mentioned earlier, I'm not the first person to reach out to people, so no one is talking to me, literally talking to me, myself and I. Sometimes I make videos just to feel like I'm talking to somebody and I'm talking to my camera. So I know that there's people out there that are definitely going through hard times, very hard times, and I hope you guys are okay. But in light of that, and in light of my cousin and the bunch of people in the world that go with this on a daily basis, even when there isn't a pandemic, I hope this video finds you well, and I hope you're okay. And for everyone else, I hope you learned something, and if you want to continue learning something, definitely reach out to me. I'm more than glad to share my stories, anything I mentioned earlier, share my experience, share research I've done, share things I'm passionate about. But other than that, I hope you guys heard everyone's story and found them encouraging. I hope you learned that impact means a lot, and I hope that these words of encouragement stick with you. And thank you guys for watching, and please like the video, please share the video to help us, you know, just get to somebody. You never know, this video could be the help that one person needs, and even if we help one person, that is a goal to me. So please share, and thank you guys for watching. Bye guys.